currency is in the offer. Guys, I am still seeing home buyers trying to lock in a home in Lethbridge, where it's still quite a hot market for certain types of property, by text. You can't do that. So here's what I mean. If you're trying to buy a house in a hot price point and there's multiple offers, for example, and you decide that you want to change your offer, make it higher, change a possession date, something like that, in order to get to the top of the pile, your offer must be adjusted and signed in writing. It doesn't have to be with a pen, but you need to sign that changed offer by DocuSign, electronic signature, whatever. If you miss out and you don't get the house and it goes pending, you do have the option to make a backup offer. Now, I just had a situation where we had an offer on a home. Unfortunately, the buyer's offer collapsed over financing. It does happen sometimes, no matter how well we vet the buyer through their realtor. Sometimes it happens. And you need to understand the collapse rate over financing in Lethbridge is like double-digit %, okay? We know this. So if there's a pending offer on a property that you wanted, you still have a shot at the property. Here's what not to do and what to do, okay? While the offer is pending, you and your realtor can submit a backup offer. But here's the thing, the backup offer must be in writing like any other offer. It is negotiated and accepted like any other type of offer to purchase. It's just the backup offer that comes into force when the first deal collapses. And remember, collapse rate is high in Lethbridge. I could do 10 videos on why that is, so that's for another Oprah. But you can put in a backup offer. But here's what happened in my situation. While the first offer was pending with the buyer whose offer ultimately collapsed over financing, and it took a little over 2 weeks to get that figured out. While that offer was pending, we had people circling the wagons on that home. It was a very desirable property in a price point that's hot, okay? But what happened? I got texts from realtors, I got threats of offers, threats of backup offers. A threat is not an offer. I can't take that seriously. I can't compare one home buyer's threat to another home buyer's threat of an offer for my seller. No can do. It must be in writing. There's nothing legally binding about the threat of an offer. There's nothing legally binding about a text that says, we're willing to pay X, Y, and Z. I don't care. I'd like to see an offer. The currency is in the offer. Put it in writing. Put it in writing. We have electronic signatures now. Put it in writing. Write a backup offer. And guess what? Of all the realtors and buyers who showed interest in that property while it was pending, guess who got the house? The realtor and the buyer who wrote a signed backup offer. They got the home, and boy, are those people happy. A text isn't an offer. It must be in writing. That's it. If you want to buy a home in a hot price point and you might end up competing, everything must be in writing. That's how you show seriousness. That's legally binding. That's how you get the home. Have a great weekend.